Hi everyone, welcome to your Friday in our Max Allure week. I'm your host, Dr. Myrdalis Diaz Ramirez, creator of the Max Allure Mastermind for Physician Entrepreneurs and our podcast, Design Your Physician Life. And I look at it behind me, so beautiful. I'm in Sarasota in the new college campus. This is just amazing here. We're right next to the Ringling Museum of Art. We're very fortunate to have this weather today. And I have to tell you a little bit more about our mastermind and our Design Your Physician Life podcast. I created these resources because I'm truly concerned about our peers, physicians who educate themselves for so many years and now carry twice as much as the risk of suicide as the regular population. Just yesterday, we learned about another beautiful soul who was lost to suicide, and we dedicate this episode to her. And I hope, we have a beautiful sky here that she would find this very useful for many others who are still here with us. Every year, 300 to 400 physicians commit suicide. This is like 3 to 4 medical classes, just mind-blowing. My class was 100, and I just can't imagine 3 to 4 groups of us just losing our lives like this. So here we are. We know that we can feel lost, overwhelmed, burned out. I've been there, and I know that entrepreneurship has really helped me a lot. And I hope that through our lectures, our resources, that they help you too, that you can find these tools helpful so that we can avoid that or overcome those problems in our physicians. Remember to say hashtag live, right? Print hashtag live or hashtag replay when you're watching this. This week was really good. Last weekend, we participated in our Society of Women Innovators in Pain Management. I want to thank them for inviting me to speak there. We had a mindset exercise for our physicians, and we presented along with many other wonderful, powerful women at that meeting last week in, where were we? In Nashville, Tennessee. Things just fly. And then now they have invited me to lead their entrepreneurship committee. So more to come on that. Very thankful for having you guys in my life. This week, let's move on to our Max Allure week. This week on Monday, we introduced the topic of the week, which is how to thrive as an entrepreneur with ADHD. And today I'm going to give you a list of challenges that we can find for physicians or anybody actually who has ADHD, and later we'll go through a list of things that you can do and how you would feel if you were able to control that ADHD and use it basically as your superpower. I want to remind everybody that I'm not giving professional medical advice here. The information here is for educational purposes only, and if you have ADHD, please visit your personal physician. On Tuesday, we had a real friend, a superstar who has really used her superpowers of ADHD. She achieved transformation. Is Dr. Diana Mercado Marmaros. We invited you to listen to her podcast that day. It's through stories that we learn most of our transformations, and her transformation was amazing. She really turned what was called an impediment. She felt like she was broken, and then she transformed that into a tool that now she uses to teach others and helps others thrive. She came to our mastermind before she was involved in her business, and just seeing how she's changed her whole life, how she's become a powerhouse helping others in their lives through coaching for ADHD has been just amazing. So we're very happy to have her now as one of our coaches in our mastermind. And on Wednesday, we just gave you a challenge. We told you go ahead and listen to her podcast again if you haven't done so, especially if you have a history and you're suffering with ADHD, so you can learn from the things that she went through, her stories, her challenges, and how she achieved change in her life. On Thursday, we quoted Maya Angelou, and she said, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." What isn't better than that, right? You're here is not to be in this surviving mode. We want to thrive, and we know how to do that. We have the tools. So Dr. Mercado she showed us how she went from suffering for so many years, thinking, believing that she was broken, allowing ADHD to define her life, to then thriving. And not only thriving, but now teaching others, turning ADHD into superpower, because now she lives showing compassion, humor, and style. And if she did it, so can you. If you have ADHD, or you know anybody who has ADHD, please share this with them. Remember, hashtag replay, and it can be shared. So you'd be surprised at how many physicians live with ADHD. It's very common. In my mastermind, we've seen many actually go through transformation as physicians, like Dr. Mercado has, and we see them take back control of their lives and be successful as entrepreneurs and be focused. And ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, doesn't have to define you. You can live with it and just have it be part of your life and take advantage of it. So it can be divided into 3 types. There's a type that has more interior effects, where you're expressing mainly like distraction. You're distracted. That's one type of ADHD. Another type is where you're like more exterior effects, where you're like more physically active, like hyperactive. And there's another type, a third type, where it's like a combination of both of them. So let's talk about some of the challenges that one faces if one has ADHD. And these challenges can affect you not only like when you go through medical school, also as you become an attending, obviously. And if you want to become an entrepreneur, they can also get in front of you if you don't know how to handle them. So we're going to mention 5 of them. One is distractibility. We see how our physician entrepreneurs, like, they get distracted. Like, you start talking about something and then something passes and then there they go, and then something else passes and there they go. So they are like, the ability to focus at times is like a little bit, let's call it hard, and we want to make it simple, make it easier for them. So distractibility is a big one. Impulsivity, because you're not only being distracted, but you want to act on that new shiny object that you've seen passing in front of you. So we're doing ideas as entrepreneurs. We see, oh, I want to do this business, and then somebody else is successful with that one, and you want to grab that another one, and you want to grab this one, and really you're having a difficult time trying to focus on one, not be distracted, just staying focused, not being able to get impulse, like, I want to do this one, and then go for it, which is a good thing if we transform it into something where we're focused. A third issue is organization. So when you're distracted and you're impulsive, you might have issues, like with getting organized in your day, in your life, in trying to achieve certain activities. And then it's really a challenge. It deals then with time management. So you will have probably problems with time management because your priorities are out of place. They're not really well defined. And that will take you to problems with your workflow and productivity. So we have mentioned 5 challenges that you can have as a physician or anybody with ADHD. One is distractibility. The other one is impulsivity, organization, time management, and problems with workflow and productivity. So how can one seek help, get to things that will be helpful so that you can get focused and unleash the superpower of the ADHD in you? Let's talk about these solutions, right? The first one is talking to an experienced team with ADHD. And from Dr. Mercado Marmarosh's story, we will see that she talked to other people who told her just to live with it, but she was really impaired from this problem, and she finally got to someone who really got her, who really understood. So that team can be your primary care, psychologist, psychiatrist, integrative or functional medicine physicians. It can be coaches, right, who have been through that, like Dr. Mercado. She's a coach now, and she helps so many others with this. So if you don't find a solution, if you still feel bad about things, go ahead and look for help. There's tons of help over there, and we'll give you some resources at the end that can help you to get help. The other thing is consider activities. So number 2 would be consider activities that could help you control some of the symptoms. A very famous ADHD guy is Michael Phelps. What did he do? He found swimming. Swimming would help him with that exterior energy that he had, all that energy to channel and look all the things that he was able to accomplish. Isn't that a superpower? So finding this level of activity that will help you can be found on your own. Better if you have some coach and some type of help to get you to the right activity that will suit your life. Number 3, considering the use of nootropics. That's nootropics. Yeah, the spelling bee. So the nootropics are basically their supplements or prescribed drugs that can be taken to improve your mental performance. And like anything, their use is best done under the care of an expert. Depending on the situation, many times we will prefer to exhaust any non-prescription modalities, right? Non-prescription modalities. Some of them, many people, you see them using this one, very famous one, coffee. Coffee helps them focus. And that's something, but you have to do it, caffeine, not coffee, but caffeine. Caffeine, you really have to be careful when you're using caffeine, because at the end of the day, you have to learn how these substances work when they wear off, and how you can mix it with other things just to focus, and then, tame the ADHD in you and unleash the power of ADHD. The other one is creatine. Another one is L-theanine, and these things are found in teas, and they can be builders of proteins. A famous one, peptides. A famous one is Noopept, Noopept. Another one is ginkgo biloba, and there's so many others. So the purpose of this is not to tell you all of them, but to tell you that there's alternatives. And then with your coaches, with your team, you're going to seek which one and find which one is best for you. For those who want to go through prescriptions because this didn't work or they're not candidates to take those, there's also other things available like Ritalin, which is methylphenidate, and amphetamines like Adderall. We know that, they have challenges of themselves. They can be addictive. They can wear off. Sometimes, like if you take something like this in the morning, by the evening you might be a little bit tired. So you have to know how to combine these prescribed nootropics with other alternatives. So those are things that one can do. Those are challenges, things that one can do with those. Let's see. Once you have control of your ADHD life, how could that look like? I want to give some credit to Dr. Dale Archer for this list. This is he's actually a psychiatrist with ADHD, and you can find him online, Dale Archer, Archer. And he gave us this list. I'm just going to go for a partial list because there are many, and then I think that you'll get the gist of it if I tell you all these ones that I've chosen. So the first one, I'm going to say that if you have your ADHD controlled and you are unleashing your superpower of ADHD, you can juggle multiple tasks at once. Because remember that you can be distracted, you can be creative, you can be impulsive. All these things, you should be able to do many things at once. I know there's going to be some other schools that talk about multitasking and all these other things, like when you start one thing, you stop the other. But that's something that people with ADHD are able to handle better than the rest of the population. Number 2, you're a creative thinker. You can produce exceptional ideas that can shape can change the shape of your industry, of your company. So because you are creative, you can think about alternatives. Number A, number B, number C. Which other things would you be able to do in case you have or you face this problem? You're able to create solutions. That's number 2. Number 3, you have the capacity to act quickly. This is a superpower that you can allow, like as a physician, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner and leader, is extremely useful because it will allow you to make decisions very quickly and maybe see opportunities that others might have missed, or they're just, thinking about it and you're ahead of them. Another one is that you can be calm under pressure. And you can be like laser focused, you can be cool, clear-headed, and you can be effective in the middle of a problem. Next one, I told you already about this one, which is being the natural athlete. And I know that in medicine we have many athletes who compete. They don't necessarily tell you they have ADHD, but you see all the things that they're accomplishing. So they might have ADHD and they have just become great athletes as well as great physicians, as great entrepreneurs and family members. A couple of other things, you can be the life of the party, and when you're the life of the party, you like being out in the world, you relate to many other people. Relating to other people will help you grow your business organically because you are connecting with people. Adventurous, you can be adventurous if you have ADHD and you're eager to see new places and try new things, so that will help you to advance your business. One thing, there was a small study of college students that said that college students with ADHD, with a diagnosis of ADHD, were overwhelmingly more adapted and resilient than others, so you can bounce back quickly. Those are all advantages, and tell me if we wouldn't like to be and present all of those. And we know that if you have your ADHD under control, you should be able to achieve this as well. Now let's talk about resources. We're going to move on to the resources very quickly. I'm going to give you 3 resources. Dr. Diana Mercado Marmarsh, her website actually is adhd-lifecoach.com. You can reach her there. She has her podcast. She has her one-on-one help. She has her groups, and I'm pretty sure that she will be able to help you. Another person who has been helping is a physician called Ryan Orwig, Orwig, and he's been very involved in helping other physicians like him with ADHD. And there's a film called Disruptor Film. I haven't seen the film myself. I have read about it. The reviews are wonderful. It has won tons of prizes. But I'm pretty sure that it has been cited really again and again and again as a resource for people with ADHD. I hope today was useful to you guys. Remember, visit our website, maxallure.com, MAXALLURE. Remember to go to that podcast, Design Your Physician Life. Isn't this beautiful? I'm so happy. Thank you for being here. #replay. And send us your comments. Tell us what other things that you would like to hear. And write to us. Give us your feedback. See you. Have a great weekend. Bye.